Alrighty guys, it is Qaaman here today, and I am joined by one of my special subscribers,
James Krznaric, everybody. I am happy to be back here again.
Yes, and we will be doing a video talking about the worst power levels that we have ever seen in history. And this power level list isn't just bad. This power level list is so awful that I can't conceive of the fact that a person with a brain could create this power level list. And I'm not trying to troll them, I just wanted to share this to show my opinions. And Vegeta 1089 is really good at making power levels, and if he saw this list, he would probably cry. So, without wasting any more time, James and I are going to go through the majority of this list in a couple of minutes, and we'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. So, let's start off with the history of Trunks, shall we? I want you to open up your opinions on this one, James.
Well, for one, I know you did do a video about why wasn't future Gohan stronger, and I honestly think the power level he was given, which is listed at 250 million, I think we'll both agree it was kind of a bit low. Am I correct?
Yes.
But also, I'd like to point out that Android 17 even stated in the manga in the future that he didn't even fight future Gohan with half of his power, and yet he still was able to supposedly beat him, as, you know, then again, Gohan managed to escape. So, for me to see future Android 17 listed as weaker than Super Saiyan future Gohan, I think is kind of ridiculous.
Right. Another thing that I wanted to point out here is that you notice that they're missing a lot of the future powers. They only have Tien and Yamcha. But
I mean, go ahead.
But what I have a big problem with here is looking at future Trunks as a Super Saiyan and his power level. Are they factoring in his power level, you know, as a Super Saiyan as soon as Gohan died, or are they factoring in, you know, 3 years later? Because it was said that he was almost as strong, if not stronger, than Gohan at that point.
I would have to say they're probably factoring it in at the second one you were talking about, whenever he tried, whenever in future attempts to fight the android, or when he went back to the past. Because even though future Trunks was training with Gohan, he wasn't on his level. It was pretty apparent. And I would have to say at that moment he was still probably weaker. I'd say that the future Trunks listed is probably what he was when he went back in the past.
Okay, well, at least we can both agree that this history of Trunks power level list isn't too bad. I think the gap between 17 and 18 is a little too far, but it's honestly not that bad. But I definitely don't think future Gohan was stronger than either of those two androids.
No, and I think that they were much stronger than future Trunks than it was stated. Right.
Now, James and I are basically just going to skim over the Dragon Ball power levels, because to be honest with you, it really honestly doesn't matter. In Dragon Ball, the Scouter wasn't ever created yet to give us any base and to indicate future increases in power levels, so honestly it would just be too much to go through the entire Dragon Ball power level. So we're going to go right to Dragon Ball Z. Okay? So, now that we are on Dragon Ball Z, let's skip Dead Zone. That's a movie and it's filler, and let's go straight to the Saiyan Saga. Alright, so let's look at this here. The Farmer is a 5, we both agree with that. Raditz is 1200, most sources list Raditz as 1200. I've seen a few sources that list him as 1500, but that's pretty good. Piccolo's 408, Goku's 416. I think that's directly what Raditz said in the manga. I don't know the exact figure right now, but that seems pretty accurate.
I did read some of the articles, because I'm working on a, spoiler alert, I'm working on a power level list of my own, and these look about right, with the exception that Chaozu looks a little bit too strong.
Why do you say that?
Because at that point, I just don't see it prior to the Saiyan battle, it being possible that Chaozu was stronger than Master Roshi. But then again, he was also a great deal weaker than Yamcha for the vast majority of Dragon Ball and most of Dragon Ball Z.
I kind of agree. I think Chaozu's a little too close to Yamcha in terms of power, but I do remember Bulma used the Scouter, and I can guarantee you that Tien, Yamcha, and Krillin are all accurate in terms of power level. So this person actually did a pretty good job with the Saiyan Saga. King Moa, I'm not sure who they're referring to right here. James?
Me neither. Me neither. I don't know who King Moa is either, but I did check. My guy, I will say Chaozu's listed as around 145. So that's just my take. But yeah, I don't know who King Moa is either, to answer your question.
Gauze and Mez, okay, 300, that's decent. Princess Snake I think is a little too high.
I'm actually surprised they put Mez as so much stronger than Gauze. I'd say they're about equal.
Yeah, but Princess Snake is a little too high in my opinion. Just a little bit too much. She's stronger than Tien. I can't see that. But then again, she's been in, you know, hell for eternity, so who knows. King Yemma, okay. Brock and Onion. I'm trying to remember, who are those?
Maybe he's referring to the Saiyans in the filler scene where they went back to the past.
Right. Makes sense because Onion's like a vegetable. And King Kai, 3,500. Okay, King Kai's power level, honestly, it's up for grabs. Honestly, I don't really care about King Kai's power level, but, I mean, to put King Kai at 3,500, which means he's around the strength of Nappa, so King Kai should have went back to Earth to help him in that case, but...
That sounds about right, because King Kai did mention that the two Saiyans, Nappa and Vegeta, were both stronger than him, but at the same time, I would have to be surprised if he was really that much lower than Nappa.
Yeah. I'd
say saying he's about as strong as... I'd say putting King Kai at about the same strength as Piccolo, and Piccolo fought Nappa. I'd say they're both 3,500. I'd say it's about fair.
I think that's a pretty good meter as well. Alright, so guys, as you guys are seeing so far, it's not too bad, but trust me, James and I can tell you it just blows your mind later on.
You will be in stitches by the time this video is over.
Yes, you guys will. Your eyes are gonna bleed when you see the hypocrisy that we're gonna see later on. All right, so Vegeta Saga, Turtle 0.001, that's decent. Goku 8,000, it's over 9,000, but that's fine. Gohan 2,800, I can understand that. Great Ape Gohan, okay, they multiplied it by 10. Piccolo 3,500. James, please comment on this. It's same as King Kai, basically.
I've got no problem with it, because although Piccolo was weaker than Nappa, in fact, actually, Nappa's listed at 4,000. I mean, I know that's technically what it was, but I gotta be honest, it seems like that does seem a little bit low for him. So more angry about Nappa being low than Piccolo being high.
I think Piccolo is just too close to Nappa. I think Piccolo should be like around 2,500 or around 2,000.
Later on, in the Frieza arc, Vegeta fights against Zarbon in his first form, and Vegeta's only like 1,000 stronger than him, and yet he just tossed him around in his first form before Zarbon transformed. That's later on.
I understand. I'm just saying, if Piccolo's that close to Nappa, I honestly think that he would have... That means that Piccolo's basically almost the same strength as him. But then again, when Goku was coming to Earth, he did say that there were 3 big powers, which would mean Vegeta, Nappa, and Piccolo. So I don't know. I honestly just don't think Piccolo's that close to Nappa.
I agree with you on that. I think he's a little far off.
Because remember, power levels are compared in terms of proportion, not the exact numbers. So, you know, even though, you know, Goten and Trunks can be 1 million power points away from each other, they're still virtually the same because they're right next to each other. Even though 1 million is a big difference, you know, it's not about the million, it's about how close, you know, relative to numbers. And I just think that's a little too close. But looking at the rest of this, I honestly don't think that's that bad.
I don't see any problems with it.
Vegeta's 18,000, I can accept that. They don't have Goku Kaioken, which is kind of, you know, they should have obviously have included that, but obviously Goku would be stronger than Vegeta with his Kaioken, but not the Great Ape form. But we can accept this. Now, Skip Wills.
Now, I just want to comment on something further. That's okay with you?
Go ahead.
Kaioken times 2 should be around 16,000, which makes sense because he was still weaker than Vegeta at his maximum. 24,000, I believe, was listed for number times 3, and whether it's the Kamehameha or the times 4, I think it's popped out at around 32,000. Because remember, he blasted Vegeta in the upper atmosphere.
Right. I definitely agree.
That's just my opinion. Let's move on.
Yes. Alright, let's see. Namek Saga. Okay, guys, this is where it gets fun. This is going to be a longer video because we're really going to go in depth about this. Alright. Vegeta's at 24,000. Zenkai boost. I can understand that.
That's correct.
Kui, 19,080. Now, remember, the Scouter hasn't detected everybody's power level, so you're going to have to make some educated guesses, but this is still in the realm of respect, I guess. Kui 19,000. Okay, Vegeta was stronger than Kui. Dodoria 24,000. Disagree with that immediately.
I completely do as well.
Why is that, James? Explain your reason.
Because let's put it this way, Vegeta had absolutely no trouble finishing off Dodoria. And Dodoria is actually, I'm pretty sure he's weaker than Zarbon before Zarbon transforms.
I'd agree with you.
So I would put him around 22,000 in that range.
Right. Now, when you look at Zarbon, now let's comment on Zarbon. Zarbon's a 23, and when he's transformed, he's a 55. Now, regardless of if you want to say those are accurate numbers, James and I aren't really looking at these numbers for the numerical accuracy, because at a certain point it becomes irrelevant because there was no more scouter detections. We're looking for, does it make sense power level wise for certain individuals to be stronger than others? I don't think Zarbon should be weaker than Dodoria in his pretty boy form, I guess you would call it. Anything you want to say here, James?
I think there's a big number on the screen right now that we both kind of point out. That's the 55,000.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the 55,000 later on as compared to others to see how that really matches up.
So, all right, let's do that.
A pool, 16,000. Agree with that, or is that a little too high?
Well, a pool. We don't see enough of a pool to make an educated guess. We really don't. So that's really tough to draw comparisons or to make a correlation. I find it very. I mean, the pool could literally be anything as long as he's short of Vegeta once Vegeta heals from his fight with Zarbon.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not that bad, I guess. I mean, nobody really cares about a pool's power level anyways, and he did seem like he was one of Frieza's stronger guys, so I can accept that. Orin, 13,000, okay, fine. Raspberry and Blueberry, fine. Vug, I don't remember who that was. Bun, Zakro was the Namex from the fake planet. They're way too weak in my opinion, but that's fine. So we're doing okay here now. Let's skip the Tree of Might, since it's all going to be just complete guesses. Now we go to the Captain Ginyu Saga. Nail, 42,000. That's perfectly accurate. Vegeta, 34,000. Okay, how did Vegeta just get to 34,000?
The Zenkai boost.
But you see here, Vegeta's at 34,000, and then it says Vegeta after fighting Zarbon, 54,000. So where did Vegeta gain that 10,000 boost from landing on Namek? Because this is clearly Vegeta. Okay, you see, they have one for the after Zenkai boost, and then they just have regular Vegeta. Where did Vegeta just gain that 10,000?
I didn't think of that actually until you mentioned it, but I have no idea. It was just, I guess it just goes to show that this list is a little off course, but yeah, that does seem really off.
Okay, now let's look at Vegeta compared to Zarbon. Zarbon's a 23,000, when he's transforming he's a 55. This makes no sense immediately. How is Vegeta after fighting Zarbon weaker than Zarbon?
I don't know, it doesn't make any sense at all, because Vegeta stuck a hand right through him and blew a hole right through the center of him.
Easily.
Yeah. So why is it that much? So why is Zarbon's listed as stronger than him? Heck, Zarbon's listed as stronger than than most members of the Ginyu Force.
All right. Well, now I'm sure this, my viewers are starting to see that this list is becoming out of control. Now, Krillin and Gohan, 16,500 and 17,000. You notice there's a huge boost. Okay, you can say Guru unlocked their power. I definitely think Gohan should be higher than that, but okay, fine. Their power level increased. Guldo, 19,000. Okay. So you're saying Guldo's a little bit stronger than Krillin and Gohan? I don't think he is stronger than them, to be honest with you.
I don't think he is either. And I think this points to the fact that it was the telekinesis, more or less, the telepathic powers, I couldn't get that out, that he had that paralyzed Krillin and Gohan. I don't think it had to do much with strength.
But, you know what, we can accept it, so it's not that big of a deal.
No, it's fine. Alright,
Raccoon, 71,000. Fine, that's a considerably higher amount than Vegeta. So, number-wise, it doesn't really matter, but okay, fine. He's stronger than Vegeta. We can accept that. Jace and Berter, both 95,000. Completely disagree with that.
Yeah, we both agree. I think the two of us will agree that, we've got Ginyu's the strongest, Goldo's the weakest, and the three of them in the middle are pretty much interchangeable. I mean, you think that Jace is the second strongest, and I think Raccoon is, but that's just that's really a lot of speculation there. But how is Raccoon that much weaker than those two?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the proof, James. In the manga, Krillin said specifically, after Goku knocked out Raccoon, he says Goku knocked out that Raccoon guy, and Raccoon has about the same power level as Birder and Jace, which means that if, you know, Raccoon is a 71, then Jace and Birder should be like around 73, 74, 75. You know, they shouldn't be that much stronger than Raccoon is.
Not at all. You're absolutely right about that.
Now, if you want to put Birder and Jace as exactly equal, that's up for grabs. You know, I think Jace is a little stronger, but Raccoon, Birder, and Jace are all about the same power. So there's no way that they're that much stronger than Raccoon. Captain Ginyu, 160,000. Okay, James, what do you have to think of this?
Well, even though we're not going by numerical value, that still seems a little bit high for him to be that much stronger than Raccoon, Jace, and Birder. Even though he's considerably stronger than them, you get what I'm trying to point out. But Goku's Kaioken times 2 was 180,000, and Captain Ginyu was absolutely crapping his pants, for lack of a better term. When he saw that, he didn't know what to do. He was just so scared and if Captain Ginyu was really that much barely weaker than Goku, he wouldn't have had that reaction.
He would have been able to hold his own, but, you know... Wow. And, you know, this power level list excludes a lot of things, like it excluded, you know, Ginyu and Goku's body at 23,000, but let's just move on to the Frieza Saga. Okay.
Alright, sounds good.
Porunga, 2 million. Oh my goodness. James, please share your thoughts here.
This points... I'm going to be very honest on this. Basically, Krillin and Gohan could have wished for Frieza to be killed by Porunga, and it would have worked according to this. I'm being serious. And, like, I know the Dragon Balls are tied to the user's power, and that would basically tell me that Guru could have defeated Frieza in his first form.
This doesn't make any sense. Like, how can you possibly think of a power level for a dragon?
I think it was because, again, in the Dragon Ball GT, Baby comments that that Red Shenron is stronger than himself, but that's merely speculative. But Porunga to be a power level of 2 million is just completely ridiculous.
Especially how, like, where did they base it on? I mean, if it's fine, but just tell me where you got the basis for. But that's ridiculous. And let's move on to Vegeta. Okay, so once again, Vegeta just gained another 60, just went up to 60,000 for no reason. He just got stronger for no reason, even though the after healing would show his Zenkai boost. So I can understand the Vegeta after healing, but Vegeta to just get to 60,000 from 54,000 just doesn't make sense how he just got stronger for no reason. Let's see. Piccolo and Piccolo merged with Nail. I think that's way too small. I think Piccolo's boost from fusing with Nail basically did nothing.
You think that's giving him too much credit here?
No, I just think that Piccolo wasn't that strong before.
Oh, I get what you're saying now. I didn't read it for that. Carry on.
Yeah, like, I definitely think if Piccolo is... First of all, I don't know how Piccolo went from having a power level of a 3,500 to a 1,758,000 within a couple of... What was it? How long would it took about a month to get to Namek, right?
They were on King Kai's planet for like 7 or 8 days, more or less, before Piccolo got to... Namek.
Yes.
I'd have to put Piccolo... Piccolo's considerably weaker than that before it fuses with Nail. I'd have to probably put Piccolo in the low 100,000s, maybe like around 1 or 200, somewhere in that range. But that's kind of giving him too much credit, because that would make him stronger than any of the Ginyu Force members before he even fuses with Nail.
I just don't understand how Piccolo's power level multiplied so much in such a small amount of time, considering he was on King Kai's planet for such a small amount of time. But
yeah.
But I mean, fine. I can understand his power fused with Nail. That doesn't look too bad. Frieza's first form, okay, 530,000. That's fine. Frieza's second form, 1,700,000. Okay, I can accept that, because Piccolo did seem a little bit stronger. Frieza third form, okay, that's considerably stronger. Frieza fourth form. I don't know what percentage that's supposed to be, but...
That's supposed to be when he fought Vegeta and Goku before hitting 50%. And honestly, my opinion about it is that seems that seems about right, because he was so much stronger than Vegeta, and he was little bit, but barely stronger than Goku.
Well, here's the problem here, though. Number one, this list doesn't even include Gohan, and it doesn't even include, Krillin. It just completely X'd them off the map, and it didn't have Gohan with his Zenkai boost. But number one, Vegeta, after that Zenkai boost, is only 300,000. I think Vegeta could have at least taken Frieza's first two forms, maybe even his third form.
I think after Vegeta got his Zenkai boost, I think you're absolutely right. They don't even put that down.
I mean, 300,000 is way too weak for Vegeta. I mean, Vegeta would have. I mean, that means that after Vegeta had his Zenkai boost from merely being killed by Krillin, that his power level basically, didn't do anything. I mean, he couldn't even beat Frieza's first form, and that's ridiculous considering the fact that he was holding his own with Frieza's first form without even the Zenkai boost. So that just shows you how bizarre this list is starting to get, and we're not. And James can attest to you. We're just getting started with how bad this list is.
Oh, wait till we get further.
Yes, trust me, guys. Guys, this may be a long video, but trust me, the horrid that you're about to see in the future is just going to be too bad. Okay, so Goku and Goku Super Saiyan. Fine, I accept that. That seems to be like a pretty legitimate number. You know what, James? Let's actually analyze the Garlic Jr. saga, even though it's filler. Let's just analyze it to see.
All right.
The changes. Gohan, 110,000. Okay. Krillin, don't know how Krillin's power level got that much higher than from what he was on Namek. Have no idea. Maybe he was training on King Kai's planet. That could make some sense, and that's probably what happened.
Or maybe when Dende healed him on Namek after he got impaled by Frieza, maybe that gave him a little bit of a boost. You never know.
So Krillin's a Saiyan?
No, he's not a Saiyan. It's just that maybe Dende's healing was a little bit different. I don't honestly know how that works.
Well, I know for sure that Krillin's, a human, so,
Yeah, I know that too.
So he can't really get Zenkai boost. But anyways, that's fine. Piccolo. Okay, Piccolo's power went up a little bit. I think it should go up more considering that Krillin's went up that much, but that's fine. Written, who's Written?
I don't know. I can't differentiate any of these characters.
I know Salt Vinegar and Spice, but I don't know who Ritain is. No idea who Ritain is. If one of you guys can tell me who Ritain is, please say so in the comment section below. Alright, the Spice Boys, they honestly don't really matter that much in power because, Piccolo was taking care of them pretty easily.
And Gohan destroyed them both, so...
Right.
All four of them.
This list is obviously bad because it doesn't include how Gohan's hidden power, because, I mean, if Gohan's that weak and he's defeating those guys that strong, it doesn't make any sense. Garlic Jr. transformed. Okay, so you're saying Garlic Jr. is probably around Frieza's fourth form without really using much of his real power. That's a pretty legitimate, list. It doesn't seem that bad. They just needed to add Gohan. Now, James.
But I do want to make one comment about that, though. Piccolo is listed as being so much weaker than that, and Piccolo, if you watch the Garlic Jr. saga, tossed Garlic Jr. around before Kami started to get attacked by the former Guardians. So that would make evidence that Piccolo had either A, gotten a lot stronger, or does Garlic Jr.'s gotten too much credit added to him here.
So you're saying that either Piccolo's underrated or Garlic Jr.'s overrated. I say Piccolo's more underrated, but...
I would agree with you, because he's always training when he's not fighting.
But anyways, let's move on to the Trunks saga. And ladies and gentlemen, this is where this list starts to just completely go downhill. Cyborg Frieza, 125 billion. That means he got almost no amount stronger than from what he was on Namek, and that the scientists completely over-exaggerated how much stronger Frieza got.
I doubt that they over-exaggerated. I just think that more or less this list is so off, because we could probably put Cyborg... Do you think it's fair to put Cyborg Frieza almost at Super Saiyan Goku?
I think if Goku was 150 million on Namek, I would put Cyborg Frieza as probably like 1,400,000. I'm sorry, 140 million. 140 million, yeah. I think that would probably be more accurate. Maybe even a little bit stronger. I mean, Frieza basically did nothing with those enhancements. King Cole. Now, I'm going to do a debate in the future for those of you who are staying into this long video. I'm gonna do a debate in the future with who's stronger between Frieza and King Cole with Blackenfist and Thundershot. So that's a fun topic for another day. But I kind of agree with King Cole being stronger. James?
I'd like to comment on that too, in that I think King Cole is probably stronger. Although in the manga, Frieza does say that he's the strongest in the universe, and King Cole says nothing. That's either King Cole A, realizing he's not as strong as his son now because he's cybernetically enhanced, or B, that could be because he just wanted to let his son have his moment and didn't want to spoil it for him.
Well, James, I just noticed something that's really, really important for us to take note of.
What?
Take note of future Trunks' power level at 170 million. Remember when we looked at the history of Trunks' power level, and we noticed that in the history of Trunks, they had future Trunks listed as 165 million?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. When you really factor that in, if future Trunks was 165 million, that means that they were probably referring to the future Trunks after Gohan had died. Like years after Gohan had died, considering his power level only went up 5 million since then. So
that's fair.
That kind of contradicts what we said earlier, but that doesn't make this list any better. I'm sure we would both agree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, going back to the Trunks saga, okay, so if Trunks is 170 million, that means he's still weaker than 17 and 18. And that means Goku Super Saiyan is as strong as Android 18 in the future. I completely disagree with that. There's no way Goku's that strong yet. Not yet. There's no way Goku can be as strong as Android 18 in the future at this point. I completely disagree with that.
Same here.
Soba 14 million. Soba's a character from Dragon Ball Z sagas who Goku fought on Yard Rat. He's completely game related, so it doesn't even make sense for him to be on here. I think that if we were to, how would you fix these power levels between Goku and, Trunks? First of all, I think King Cole should be much higher. But What do you think?
I think that Trunks and Goku are about right, with Trunks being a little closer to him.
Where would you put Trunks? Like 190 million if Goku's 200,000?
About 185. So
then that means you would agree that Android 18 should be higher. Like around, if 17 was 230, that means she should be like 220. And future Gohan should be like 200,000. I think future Gohan is maybe a little bit stronger than Goku was at this point, but he shouldn't be stronger than the androids. But
no, not at all.
As a matter of fact, considering 17 said he used less than half of his power, if that's true, 17 should be way higher, and so should 18, because they're around the same. But so this just shows you how this starts to get a little off. Now, Lord Slug, we're just going to ignore this. Now let's move on to the Android Saga, because as you guys can tell, we're already analyzing a lot here. Okay. Goku's sick. 5 million. Agree? Disagree?
Are we talking about just Goku at that point after his training?
Right.
I think Goku was probably quite a bit higher than that, and I think Vegeta was too, because you got to remember, Vegeta trained under a lot of heavy gravity for that 3-year period, and Goku trained with Piccolo. That had to maximize his skills even more.
Well, Goku's Super Saiyan sick is 250 million. While Vegeta's is 270 million. Okay, now theoretically people said that Vegeta could have been stronger than Goku at this point. I think it's up for grabs considering Goku was sick. I honestly think if Goku was at his full power, he would have been a little bit stronger than Vegeta, even though Vegeta closed the gap. But that's just my honest opinion, and there's no true evidence to support that. It's just my honest opinion. But Piccolo at 80 million. Okay, well, let's compare Piccolo to the rest. Yamcha, 1 million. Fine, I'll accept that. Tien is around 2 million. I can accept that. Krillin is 1.5 million. I can definitely agree with Tien being stronger than Krillin if you saw my debate with Blackenfist. And if Blackenfist is watching this, I'm sure he has something to say about that.
I agree with you on this one, too. I agree that Tien is stronger, but
Chaozu's way too high, in my opinion. There's no way Chaozu was stronger than Frieza's first form. I cannot see. There's no way Chaozu could have been that strong. No way. Gohan 11 million. I think Gohan's too low too. Gohan only 11 million?
Well, then again, they have Goku listed as 5 million.
Oh, you're
but
right.
Then again, that's sick.
Well, then that
means...
would
make this list even worse.
Right. I mean, so if I'm thinking Gohan's stronger, I'm wrong. You're saying Gohan's stronger than Vegeta.
And that is kind of ridiculous. It really is.
Yeah, Gohan's not stronger than Vegeta's base form, and Piccolo. Yeah, that's just a little bizarre. Okay, Dr. Gero, 50 million. Dr. Gero after energy absorbed, that's fine. Piccolo is stronger than Dr. Gero. Android 19 is not that much stronger than Piccolo. I don't even think he is stronger than Piccolo.
No, Android 19 is not that much stronger than Piccolo at all, because it just doesn't seem right, you know, for Piccolo to be a third as strong as Vegeta. Yeah, I don't even know where I'm trying to go with this, but I'll just say that Gero's 80 million, Piccolo was so much stronger than he was that either means Gero's overrated and Piccolo's underrated.
Well, let me just back you up. Let me back you up to prove that Piccolo should be stronger than 19. In the manga and in the anime, Piccolo was about to intervene to help Goku when Goku was struggling against 19. And remember, Vegeta came to help, which kind of implies that Piccolo would have been strong enough to take down 19. So I think that Piccolo should have been stronger than both of them. Now, maybe you can say after he absorbed energy, he was maybe a little bit stronger than Piccolo, but I think Piccolo could have stopped him.
Yeah, I do too.
Alright, so we both agree that Gero and 19 are both completely BS as compared to Piccolo, as Piccolo's the X factor here. Android 16, 450 million. We have to look at different stats later to see it. Android 17, 380 million, and 17 and 18 are 380 million and 350 million. Okay, that's okay considering the fact that it was said that the present time androids were much stronger, and I made a video on this in the past so you guys can check it out. That's fine with me. James, honestly, looking at Super Android 13, it won't give us anything, so let's just move on from that. And Cooler's Revenge doesn't make a difference. Let's move on to the Imperfect Cell Saga.
Actually, can I make a comment about Cooler's Revenge and Super Android 13?
Sure, go ahead.
Super Android 13, based on the development of characters and Vegeta being a Super Saiyan, would tell us that it's about the same time as the Android Saga. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Goku is listed as a Super Saiyan at 250 million. In Cooler's Revenge, which is implied to have taken place during or at least right before the 3-year gap, Goku's a Super Saiyan's 500 million. So Goku lost half of his power over the course of 3 years.
Wait, where does it say that Goku's 500 million?
Look on the Cooler's Revenge one. It says that he's at Super Saiyan at 500 million. And at Super Android 13 is listed as 250 million for Super Saiyan.
So you're saying in terms of time placement, since Cooler's Revenge should take place before Super Android 13, according to my timeline placement movie, which you're probably basing it on, you're saying that you're saying that it's almost comical that Goku lost half of his power afterwards.
It is very comical.
So Goku was half as strong in the past. Yeah.
Even better. Cooler's 5th form is supposedly stronger than Android 16.
Yeah, that is comical. Yeah. Anyways, guys, we're still just beginning. Even though we're well into this video, we're just beginning of how terrible this is really getting. Okay, so we look at the Imperfect Cell Saga. Krillin is 1.5 million. Okay, fine, I guess. We accepted it earlier, let's accept it here. Piccolo, 80 million. Piccolo merged with Kami, 400 million. Okay, I can actually agree with that, would you?
Yes, because he seemed to be a little bit ahead of 17, if not equal, but Android 16 still had him beat.
Right, and it shows that 17 was going to win the fight in the long run because of the fact that Piccolo was a flesh and bone creation and his power level deteriorates over time. That makes sense.
Yeah, this is where we start to run the problems, and I think you'll agree it's with Cell.
I don't know. Okay, I've seen other power level guides in the past, some much better than this one, and one thing that I've noticed is that they have differences between cells. One is Cell as his regular power, and Cell after absorbing a bunch of humans. This Cell has the exact same power level as Piccolo. I think Piccolo was stronger than Cell before Cell absorbed all those humans.
Yes, me too.
And I don't think Cell should be that much weaker than 16, because they seemed about equally matched. So Cell at this point should be around 440 million around. That's what I honestly think. James?
I agree with you on that. It makes a lot of sense because basically they didn't factor in the humans that Cell absorbed, and also that, again, you said it, you summed it up perfectly there.
Right. Doesn't make any sense. 18 should be closer to 17. They should be like 370 and 380. They're not that far apart, but I can understand. Semi-perfect Cell, or second form Cell, whichever you want to call him. 650 million. We have to look at the others to make a better comparison. Now let's move on to the Perfect Cell Saga. And guys, this is a warning. This will make your eyes bleed. Vegeta 16 million, fine. Super Saiyan, okay. Ascended Super Saiyan 960 million. Trunks is way too strong for him. By looking at Trunks, Trunks is 21 million. Trunks Super Saiyan is 10 million 50. 1 bit. Wait, hold on. That's 1 billion of 50 million. Okay, that's a little too high. Ascended Super Saiyan 1.26 billion, and then Ultra Super Saiyan is 1.3 billion. James, please comment on that.
That would mean that if you... I just want to talk about this because, for one, are these power levels with Vegeta and Trunks what they were when they first emerged from the time chamber?
I think it is.
Alright, that would mean that Vegeta, before he even went into his... Vegeta, before he even became Ascended, was already stronger than Semi-Perfect Cell, which we would both disagree with.
You're right.
Because remember, when Cell was watching Vegeta transform, when Vegeta hit a certain point when his power level was above Cell's, that's when Cell realized, oh crap, I'm in trouble here. But when Vegeta first landed, Cell knew that he was stronger than him based on what he was sensing.
That makes no sense then. Looking at Trunks, Trunks is way too much stronger than Vegeta.
Agreed. I think he was a little bit, but not much.
And considering the fact that Vegeta was saying that Trunks was about the same as his, unless Trunks was suppressing his real power, you know, it was theoretically said that, you know, Vegeta could do the same thing that Trunks did with the Ultra Super Saiyan, so there's way too big of a gap between Vegeta and Trunks.
I would like to say something else, and it might actually have to do with their training.
Yes.
Because remember, Vegeta trains for himself because it's a want to get better. Trunks trains because he wants to save people because he feels it's a need. So if anything, that Trunks being that much stronger might not be too far off because Trunks might have... Remember, Trunks even said to Krillin that he held back his power so Vegeta's pride, you know, wouldn't cause him to hate him.
Okay.
That's a possibility.
I understand that he could have held it back, but I just don't think it would have been that big of a gap. That's just my opinion.
That I get you, though. That's just too big of a gap.
Alright, now let's look at these power levels here. Okay, Goku Ascended Super Saiyan and Goku Ultra Ascended. Okay, I think Goku Ascended should not be stronger than Perfect Cell.
Well, it's the Ultra that's listed as stronger than Perfect Cells.
Oh yeah, you're right. His regular Ascended's a little bit weaker, but it's way too close. Way too close to Perfect Cell. Way too close. But that's just my opinion. Oh, it makes sense.
Or maybe this is not listing Cell's as full power because the Cell did suppress it for a long time.
Well, here's something that I'm noticing here, though. I'm looking at these other power levels that are taking place afterwards. Just for fun, James. Let's just do this for fun because let's ignore, you know, the return of Cooler, but let's just analyze Broly because there's a lot of Broly fans out there, so let's make them happy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Goku.
Here's where you're going to really enjoy this, all you viewers watching.
Right. Goku.
May I go ahead and do it?
Go ahead, James. You take this one.
Alright, let's look at it. If we compare the other Super Saiyans to Broly, his legendary form was 1.4 billion. Again, compared to Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks, considering he beat the hell out of them, we can kind of accept that. Am I correct?
Right.
But here's where we get into problems. Apparently, Super Saiyan Gohan is 225 million stronger than legendary Super Saiyan Broly. And if anything, if memory serves me correct, Gohan actually did the worst of the 4 Super Saiyans against him.
He did worse than Piccolo, too.
He literally got thrown into a building and hit with a blast, and that was literally it. Goku, Trunks, and Vegeta all took so much more damage and kept going.
Even Piccolo.
Even Piccolo, and Piccolo should be weaker than Gohan at that point.
So if Gohan's that strong, then why did they have to give all their energy to Goku?
Beats, exactly. And another one right here. This is good. Master Roshi's listed at 262, and the most common readings we get from him are around 139, 140, his buff form being about 180. King Piccolo is usually listed at about 260, depending on which guide you look at. So Master Roshi, who literally does nothing but watch ladies work out and read his dirty magazines, apparently got that much stronger over the course of the years. I don't buy that at all.
Oh my god. Well, Piccolo stayed the exact same, and based on my timeline placement, Piccolo should have gone into the hyperbolic time chamber for this to possibly make sense. So Piccolo should have been a little bit stronger.
So that would put him around 800 million, if anything.
What do you think about Paragus' power?
That's absurd.
How
if
so?
You look at, there are a lot, I've obviously read a lot of power level guides, and he's listed at about 10,000, which you can make an argument 10,000 is about right for the average adult, say. But like, for Paragus to be about little less than half as strong as Frieza's first form, I find that completely ridiculous. Considering that, well, yeah, considering the idea that he's so much inferior to everybody else, it's just not even funny. But another point is that Paragus probably was stronger than the average Saiyan, because he got a Zenkai boost, obviously, from surviving the beating from King Vegeta and escaping Vegeta's explosion, and also because he had to have gotten some Zenkai boosts from healing after Broly attacked him. You know what I'm saying? Because they showed Broly being incredibly psychotic in his youth.
Right. But there's no way he would have been this strong considering his life circumstances.
Not at all.
Maybe like 20 or 30,000, but not 240,000.
Yeah.
That's like, that means he could easily beat like Captain Ginyu, and you know, he would be way too strong.
And Paragus is not stronger than Captain Ginyu. Let's go ahead and squash that rumor right
now.
No,
I think he's easily weaker than all of the Ginyu Force members, with the exception of probably Ghoul, though.
Yes.
Alright, now let's move on. Okay, let's move on to the Cell game saga, because the whole plan to eradicate Saiyans, that can just throw a lot of people off. Alright, Hercule 134. James, I'm not even going to waste my time saying this. I'm going to just let you have it. Hercule 134.
Can we both agree real quick, though, that it was one of our favorite scenes, watching him get knocked into a mountain?
Yes.
Alright, that number one. Number two, that would mean that Hercule's power level is higher than Goku's during the first tournament Goku entered. And there's no way that Hercule would have any chance against that version of Goku. Let's get it this way. I think we should probably give Hercule a power level about 30.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty accurate number.
That would be, considering the way that they correlate over time, and the fact that Cell just stood there, did absolutely nothing. Yeah.
Hercule's power should be like 40 to 50, because if the average human is 5, like the farmer, Hercule should be around 10 times as strong as that farmer. I think that's a pretty accurate number. Because you're basically... what I wanted to point out, James, is if Hercule's 134, that means he's about the same power level as Master Roshi. And
No, go ahead.
I don't think that's accurate, that Hercule should be around the same as Master Roshi.
I got an idea. I just thought of something.
What's that?
Do you remember when Goku first met Bulma in Dragon Ball? When Goku had a power level around 10 and Bulma shot him and it didn't even hurt him?
Right.
Fast forward to the Buu Saga. Hercule gets shot by one of those deranged madmen who try to, kill Buu before Buu becomes Super Buu. Mm-hmm. And Hercule gets knocked off, almost killed by a single bullet. If anything, that would imply that Hercule's power level is actually much less than 30 or 40. Because a bullet can hurt him.
Right, and we all know that after a certain point in Dragon Ball Z, Z fighters don't even feel bullets. They only block them because, they don't want other people to get hurt who are around them in most cases. So, yeah, I agree. Hercule definitely, he's way too high. Way too high. Alright.
Well, thank you for letting me do that. That was fun.
Alright, now moving on. Okay, Cell perfect. Okay, 1.45 billion. Okay. Cell
that would list perfect Cell is higher than Broly. We'll disagree with that, both of us.
I think perfect Cell, regular perfect Cell is weaker than Broly, but I think super perfect Cell should be stronger than Broly.
Yes, agreed.
Cell buff, okay, fine, he's stronger than perfect Cell, but weaker than super perfect. I think that makes perfect sense. Cell Juniors, 1.25 billion. That's not too bad. Piccolo went up by like 1 million. Like such a small amount. I don't know how that happened.
The time chamber must have been really bad to him.
Oh my god. Vegeta basically barely got stronger than the last time if you compare his power levels. Trunks did too. I mean, they basically almost did nothing in terms of their power. they basically wasted their times going back in. But in reality, they really didn't get that much stronger anyways in real life, so I can understand. I just think this list shows them as too weak. Goku Super Saiyan 1.2 billion. I think I disagree with that, because Goku Super Saiyan should be enough to defeat a Cell Jr. I think if Goku...
Yes.
I think it wouldn't be an easy fight at all, but I think Goku should be a little bit stronger than a Cell Jr.
I would agree with that too, because if you look at it, before Goku, you know, like, before the Cell Jr. really took over the fight, Goku was able to not land a few blows, but able to block what the Cell Juniors were doing.
In the manga, it was such a short fight. I mean, it was completely different. But I see what you're saying. We can all probably agree that Goku should be around 1.3 billion. That's where I would put Goku. Okay, let's see. Gohan. I mean, Gohan Super Saiyan. Now, here's where James and I, you know, almost wanted to just die of laughter. Gohan as a Super Saiyan is 1.625 billion. I'll repeat that. Gohan as a Super Saiyan is 1.625 billion. Cell is 1.45 billion. So you mean to tell me that Gohan was that much stronger than Cell? He didn't even need to turn Super Saiyan 2. He could have killed Cell and the Cell Juniors without even turning into a Super Saiyan 2 form. That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, not even close to making sense. And considering the fact that Gohan is a Super Saiyan 2, okay, I think Gohan as a Super Saiyan 2 should be a lot closer to Super Perfect Cell. Personally, some people might say Super Perfect Cell was stronger, but at least it's in the same realm. But definitely, we can't say that regular Super Saiyan Gohan was that much stronger than Cell. You have any other thoughts on the Cell game saga?
There's really not much else I can say. I actually think that we pretty much covered everything. I think we should want to just move on.
Yeah. Alright, let's just do the Bojack Unbound, because a lot of people, you know, always say that Bojack is around the same strength as Cell. Alright, Gohan is light years stronger than what he was when he fought against Cell. What I find funny is that, you know, he's about 16 million points, around 16 million points stronger in the Bojack movie. Maybe that's because of the Zenkai boost. I don't think it would boost him up that much.
I honestly would like to say that, if anything, you factor, let's not forget, early in the movie, Bulma is surprised that Chi-Chi let him enter, because Chi-Chi's been making him study ever since Goku died. So what that would imply was, even though Gohan got a Zenkai boost, it wouldn't do a whole lot. In fact, might actually have gone down over time, because Gohan apparently was not training at all.
Well, my thing is that the Zenkai boost would have boosted him up a little bit, but I think the Zenkai boost would still make him a little bit stronger than when he fought Cell. I don't think he would have declined that much, considering the fact that Bojack doesn't take that place that much longer after Cell was there. So I think he should be a little bit stronger, but not by that much.
Oh my gosh, no way he got that much stronger.
Okay, now James, let's look at one of the funniest things here. Bojack, 3.6 billion. Bojack Transform, 4.5 billion. Oh my goodness. Bojack was so much weaker than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and not to mention, Bojack was not stronger than Cell, in my opinion, as Super Perfect Cell. I don't think he was. And
do you think he was stronger than regular Perfect Cell?
I think he was stronger than regular Perfect Cell, but not Super Perfect Cell. And even then, he should be way closer. He shouldn't be that much stronger than Super Perfect Cell. Even if they're around the same, they shouldn't be that far apart.
Oh, I agree with you.
You know, Bojack's henchmen, I guess they don't really matter. Kogu doesn't make any sense. Future Trunks, 1 billion. I mean, fine. I don't think Future Trunks should have struggled that much against Bojack's henchmen. You know, if he was that much stronger. I do have another thing to point out. What's that?
Kogu was the guy with the sword that Trunks killed.
Right.
Now, he was the henchman that gave Trunks the least amount of problems. How is it that Bujin and Zanya both gave Trunks a tougher time than Kogu did, and they're supposedly weaker?
Well, they did gang up on him, but I don't think it should be that big of a gap. Like, Kogu's significantly stronger than them.
No, that shouldn't be that big.
Yeah, and let's look at Piccolo. You're saying Piccolo didn't get any bit stronger. Okay. They don't even have Vegeta here to tell you how much they cared. I mean, this list is seriously a joke, and the reason we're making this video this long is because we want to show you guys how much of a joke this is. Alright, now let's look at Future Trunks' time period. Okay. Future Trunks, 23 million. Future Trunks Super Saiyan, okay, that's fine. 17 and 18 stayed the same, that's fine. Future Cell Imperfect, fine. I actually don't have a problem with any of this.
You think that he was that much stronger than the androids?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, considering...
You know what? I could buy that because he absorbed a lot of people, as it's hinted.
Yeah, I could see Cell should be stronger. And it's clear that Trunks was stronger than all of them. So yeah, I could honestly buy all of this. This makes sense to me. This list actually did something good. Now, usually we wouldn't really analyze the filler thing, but you know what, James? We've noticed before making this video that this list here in the Otherworld Tournament Saga was so terrible that you guys have to see it.
May I do the honors?
Go with James. I'm not even going to comment on this. I want you to do it all.
Alright. Here's the problem that I have. Let's start at the very top. Grand Kai at 90 million. That would basically mean he's stronger than half his strength Frieza. And we can argue back and forth on that, but, you know, that does seem like he's giving a little bit too much credit. Would you agree, Qaaman?
Yes.
Alright. North Kai, South Kai, East Kai, West Kai, they're mostly irrelevant. Pike, well, even though they're relevant to the story, they're not exactly relevant to this in terms of their power levels. Caterpie, Kapachai, Tapkar, Torbi, Arqua, they're really not relevant either. Mariako at 400 million being that much stronger than Goku, when one kick from Goku really impaled Mariako, before he turned Super Saiyan, mind you, that would basically imply that Goku's kick should have done nothing, when in fact it did a lot more than nothing. This is where it kills me. Alibu and Paikon fight their match, and it was a very entertaining fight. Would you agree?
Yes.
Ulibu
was holding back. Paikon was holding back against Olibu.
That's what I meant. Paikon is holding back so much, and yet, according to this, those two are fairly equal, and doesn't even list Paikon with or without his weighted clothes, because it obviously made a difference. And then you have Goku who's a Super Saiyan, and he can't even apparently touch them. But the best part is that apparently he just magically reached Super Saiyan 2 before this tournament started.
Even if he did, as Super Saiyan 2, he's weaker than Olibu and Paikon.
And actually, I do want to get to this. This is something that I actually also did notice it going through the Cell Saga, if I can find it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, never mind. I was incorrect on that. I thought that Goku would power down as a Super Saiyan according to this list, but apparently he was wrong. I was mistaken for the Ascended form. My bad. Right.
So basically, Super Saiyan 2 Super Saiyan 2 Goku is weaker than both Paikon and Olibu, which is...
Yeah, and according to King Kai, Ulibu is a human.
Yeah, that's just comical.
And I know Oob is a human too, and he's the reincarnation of Kid Buu, but... Again, that would explain him being as strong as Kid Buu. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Ulibu's way too strong. Way too strong.
I want to start off real quick on the Great Saiyan Saga. I actually don't have much of a problem with Videl being as strong. Now, you know, she's a little overpowered in this, but she's much stronger than Mr. Satan.
I don't think Videl's stronger than Master Roshi, but I'll just make one more quick point, James, going back to the old Otherworld Tournament Saga really, really quickly.
Sure.
I wanted to point out something that I observed here. When you factor in Paikon and Olibu, although they are overrated in powers, I think they could have done a better job adjusting Goku to their powers instead of making Goku so weak compared to them. Because if you think about it, all of these guys on this list have basically been dead, and they've been spending the rest of eternity just training, so they have nothing better to do but to get stronger. So it kind of makes sense. It just doesn't make sense how Goku's that much weaker.
I agree.
I mean, I understand Paikon. Paikon's power level's not that bad, and if you say Olibu's that close, that's fine. But you can't make Goku that much weaker. That means like Goku's a toddler compared to them in power, and that's just complete BS. I just wanted to point that out.
You're right.
Alright, continue what you were saying, James.
I pretty much wrapped up what I said about the Great Saiyan Saga.
You're forgetting something really important, though, right after Videl.
Guys, for those of you watching this video, I have seen many power level guides in my lifetime. This error is the most blatant and utterly hilarious error. Chi-Chi's power level is listed at 13,000. Now, I will admit that there is a good chance her power level rose from the days of Dragon Ball because think about it. In the 7 years between Goku dying and the World Tournament when they meet Buu and Babidi and all that, it makes sense to think that she's stronger because she's training with Goten. But for her to be stronger than Goku not using Kaioken when
And
Goku
Nappa
arrived after King Kai's training is one of the most hilarious statements I've ever heard in my life.
That means that this Chi-Chi would have been able to defeat Nappa, and she could have helped Goku defeat Vegeta.
The idea...
I don't know what kind of drugs this person was on, but I think it would have made much more.
Get some. I gotta get some.
I think it would have made much more sense if they cut off 2 zeros.
Yeah, Chi-Chi at 130, I could see that because, let's put it this way, she was able to slap Master Roshi and hurt him a couple times and he was being perverted, but...
I mean,
yeah.
Hercule at 140,
I think Chi-Chi's stronger than Hercule. I really do.
I think she is stronger than Hercule, but look, Hercule's 140, Master Roshi's at 139. Hercule's stronger than Master Roshi now?
That is a completely absurd.
So Hercule got stronger over the years. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, let's look it up. His power level correlates because I forgot what it was. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hercule's power level was 1. Hercule's power level went up 6 over the course of 7 years. I find that hard to believe.
Okay, here's the thing, James. If Hercule's power level went up 6 over the years, I can understand that it would go up if his power level was lower. Like if he went from like let's say 30 to like 36, that wouldn't be too bad, you know. But I mean, to go from, I mean, first of all, he's way too strong to begin with. It doesn't make any sense. But let's go back to this other world tournament list now. Papwai, I don't know who Papwai is.
Papwai, do you remember when Goku was training with weights?
Yeah.
Well, Papwai was the blue guy that South Kai was really preaching about.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Is that the guy that I showed in my Birder and Jace one that looks similar to Birder?
No, that's a different guy. South Kai adjusts the weights, and then Papwai and South Kai's jaws drop when Goku becomes a Super Saiyan.
Oh, yeah, now I remember who you're talking about. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about now. The guy in the filler episode.
Yes.
Yeah, I know who that is. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
A lot of these filler characters and their names, they're hard to remember. Alright, let's see. Now, here's where I kind of want to just laugh of complete laughter. But I'm not going to say anything. James, talk about Gohan.
Well, it is said by Vegeta and several other characters that have noticed it that Gohan got weaker after the Cell fight. That he was weaker now than he was when he fought Cell. How is his power level higher?
Well, he is weaker than the Gohan that fought Bojack on this list, which makes sense, but he should be weaker than the Gohan that fought Cell.
Exactly. Exactly. And
he got stronger.
And I got something else for you. How is Master Roshi's power level now 348?
I didn't even notice that, James, the first time.
It was 262 during the Bojack during this Android saga. Now it's 348.
So Master Roshi
he got stronger by reading dirty magazines.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
18 stayed exactly the same. I think it'd make more sense for 18 to get stronger than Roshi, but that's just my opinion.
Krillin at 3 million being twice as strong as the Cell arc. I disagree. I don't think he got that much stronger.
I don't think he got stronger at all. I don't
think he did either.
I think he got weaker, if anything.
Yeah, because if Gohan's a Saiyan and he got weaker, imagine what this to a human.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense how Krillin got that much stronger. I'm sure Blackenfist would agree with that, but I don't think Krillin got stronger. Now, if you compare Goten and Trunks, that's actually completely fine. I think that's a very good number for both of them. You agree?
I would agree with that myself. I would, because they're very close.
Right. I have no problem with Goten and Trunks. I think Piccolo's fine the way he is.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't disagree. I think Piccolo should be a little bit weaker, to be honest. I think he should be around the strength of a Cell Jr. You know, he should be like 1.3 billion maybe, but that's fine. They want to overpower Piccolo, it's not that big of a deal. Supreme Kai, 3.5 billion. Okay, I have a problem with that. That means Supreme Kai's stronger than Cell. That means that he didn't need Goku and the rest to stop the Bora. Basically.
I would say that he's much stronger than Piccolo, but I wouldn't say that he's as strong as Super Perfect Cell. Let me ask you this. Whenever they were talking about the Bora, what Cell do you think they meant? Do you think they meant regular perfect or semi-perfect Cell? Or Super Perfect Cell? They would have had to have meant Super Perfect Cell, because if Gohan was at level 2 fighting him, then it would have been an easy win.
Well, then, in that case, when you analyze all of this, then, if Supreme Kai's that strong, that means that Supreme Kai was stronger than Gohan was as a kid, which basically means that Supreme Kai should have been more than enough for all of these guys, and Kibito's pretty dang strong too. I don't think they should be this high. I'm just being honest.
I think Piccolo and Kibito would be about similar. Would you agree?
Yeah, Kibito should not be that much higher than Piccolo. Not that much higher. Alright, now let's look at Spopovich and Yamu. Okay, I actually can honestly say I kind of agree with this.
I would have to say they'd probably be a little bit stronger, but not by much.
I don't think Spopovich and Yamu are bad ratings here. They're clearly way stronger than the average human.
Which Bob intended so they could steal energy.
The only reason they were able to, hurt Gohan was because, Supreme Kai, weakened him and stopped him from moving and defending himself. But I honestly accept Spopovich and Yamu being where they are.
The kid, Idisa, Ikosa, and some of the other contestants at the martial arts tournament, do they really matter that much? Or no?
And they're all around the strength of a regular human, so it actually looks pretty accurate. Killer and Jules are above 5, so they seem to be well above the average human. That's acceptable. Alright, let's just quickly do Broly's second coming, because, there's some Broly fans out there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Broly Super Saiyan. Okay, he got stronger than what he used to be. Gohan Super Saiyan 2. There are going to be people who say that Gohan didn't go Super Saiyan 2. I personally think he did, even though there was no electricity.
I would agree that he did, too.
Because considering Gohan got weaker than what he was as a child, the only way he would even be able to inflict damage on Broly would be if he turned Super Saiyan 2, considering the fact that Gohan couldn't do anything to him when he was a kid and when he was stronger. So it would only make sense for Gohan to turn Super Saiyan 2 against Broly. That's my explanation for why he must have turned Super Saiyan 2. I think it's actually not that bad. I think this list is pretty accurate, to be honest. I don't have a problem.
Krillin seems a little bit strong, because we both agree that the 7-year gap didn't do him much good with his training, and Vidal's overpowered as well.
Right, Vidal's way overpowered, because if you look at the previous list, she's at 200. You see that? She's at 200.
And the funny thing was, is this tournament, this movie took place theoretically, if you're according to your timeline video, it took place before the World Tournament.
Well, that's the only point in time where it could possibly make sense. So
exactly.
Vidal should actually be weaker, but that's fine. It's not that big a deal.
The Babidi Saga. Can I go on this?
Go ahead.
I do this? I don't necessarily have a problem with Yakon. I think maybe he's a little stronger, but I think Pui Pui is not given near enough credit here, because if you look at the way Supreme Kai acted, he said that himself. He said that he could defeat Frieza with one blast, as all the Supreme Kais could. Why was he scared of Pui Pui? Why was he so scared? I mean, he just was he was stunned that Vegeta was going to fight him by himself, and then Vegeta just proceeded to put a clinic on him.
Wait.
I'd have to put Pui Pui about as strong as, say, maybe about 100 million. If Frieza at his max is 120, we'll look at Pui Pui at about 100 million. I think that's about fair.
Hold on a second. You said that, when did the Supreme Kai say they could beat Frieza in one blast?
He said that he and the Supreme Kais could defeat Frieza with one blast. He said that while they were flying from the World Tournament to where Babidi's ship was. In the anime, he says that he was 1,000 times stronger than Frieza, which I think is anime only. But in the manga, he does say that. But I think that would be given way too little credit to Pui Pui, because honestly, by the Buu Saga, the way that they've all been training, other than Gohan, I'd have to say that Goku and Vegeta, who are listed as pretty weak here, I would have to say that they're probably stronger than Frieza at his max without even going Super Saiyan. Because look at the way Goku handled Yakon. I know Yakon slashed his shirt, but Goku would have beaten him if he wouldn't even needed to transform, because he wasn't even hit by his claws other than the slashing of his shirt, and he kicked him right in the face and it knocked him back.
Well, what I have to say is, obviously, after we finish this video, I'm gonna go check out my manga, because I own all, all the Dragon Ball Z volumes, and I'll check that. But I see your point. In that case, Pui Pui should be, much stronger. But my only argument is that, based on the way Vegeta defeated Pui Pui, Pui Pui came from a planet that was, supposedly training under 50 times gravity, right?
10 times gravity.
I'm sorry, 10 times gravity. Which means that he should be stronger, but at the same time, Goku trained at 100 times on the way to Namek, which would actually mean that Pui Pui should be weaker compared, based on the fact that, Goku was already that strong on Namek, training under 100 times for like a couple of weeks, so...
That is a very good argument, but the only thing I could say to counter that would be that Pui Pui's been traveling and fighting with Babidi and Dabura, trying to gather energy for Buu for a long time. So it's a good argument to say possibly that he was stronger just by being around them,
That's true. But how would you evaluate Yakon and Dabura's power level on him?
I think Yakon's probably a little bit higher than what he should be. I'd say Dabura, if we're going to use the power levels of the other characters, I actually think Dabura is... I'd say he's about right. What would you think?
I think Dabura's not a bad power level, but Gohan's too high. That means Gohan could easily defeat Dabura, and Gohan was getting smacked around by Dabura. So I think Dabura's fine, but Gohan should be weaker to counteract this. But
I would agree with that completely.
Now let's move on to the fact that Babidi's power level is 6. Now, I kind of have a problem with this, James.
I don't have one either. I'd say maybe raise it a little bit because, again, if he's as strong as an average human, bullets would hurt him. And I can't find any scenario where a bullet would actually hurt Babidi. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he would probably just use his little magical shield to defend himself from it. But, I mean, I think Babidi's a little too weak. I'd put him, like, maybe around Hercule.
Yeah.
I think Babidi's, like, 200 to 300. I wouldn't put him at a 6.
Yeah.
He's way too low. Let's see. Vegeta, Majin Vegeta.
Gohan at Super Saiyan 2 should not be stronger than Majin Vegeta at Super Saiyan 2.
Absolutely not, my friend.
It's a ridiculous assumption. Majin Buu compared to Vegeta and Goku, I think is a little bit low. I think that he should be a lot stronger because Buu, all he did was release his energy and hit Vegeta a couple times, and Vegeta was done. And he took every hit Vegeta took easily.
I think that on this list, theoretically, Goku should be a little bit stronger as a Super Saiyan 2 than Vegeta, because in order to go Super Saiyan 3, that means you can make your Super Saiyan 2 a little bit stronger. That's just my personal opinion. But I don't think it's that. I don't think they screwed up with Majin Vegeta's power level. I think they screwed up with Gohan's.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, you're basically saying that Gohan was stronger than both Goku and Vegeta, even though he didn't train for 7 years, which makes no sense. Majin Buu, way too weak. Way too weak. There's no way on Earth that Majin Buu could be that close to Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Vegeta. Absolutely not. I cannot buy that. Majin Buu's way too weak. What do you have to say about that, James? About Buu?
I would have to say that Majin Buu, again, according to them, is way, way too weak. But at the same time, again, Goku should theoretically be stronger, but Buu should be a lot stronger than Vegeta.
Yeah, that's just terrible, man. Alright, now moving on to the Majin Buu Saga. Goten and Trunks are the same, Goku's the same. Super Saiyan 3 Goku's 14 billion. Alright, well, we have to compare it to the other things to see, but Super Saiyan 3 Goku should not be that much stronger than Fat Buu. He should be stronger, but not that much. You're saying that Goku's basically about, more than 4 times the strength of... I'm sorry, about 4 times the strength of Fat Buu. I can't see that. He can't be that much stronger. But that's just my personal opinion. Now, looking at Gotenks Super Saiyan 2, fine, I guess you want to put him as that, considering he got beaten up by Buu. I don't have a problem. I just think Super Saiyan 3 Goku shouldn't be that much higher than Fat Buu, because Fat Buu should be much higher. You don't have to
Yeah.
fix Goku's power, you gotta fix Fat Boo's power. Fusion Saga. Okay, now we're gonna have some fun. Gohan Super Saiyan 2. Okay, Gohan got stronger, that makes sense. What do you have to say about that?
Wait. Something is wrong here.
What? Uh-oh, I think I see it.
You do see it? How did he get that much stronger is what I'm saying.
Well, it's counting the Mystic Gohan thing.
But the Mystic Gohan should have been listed as its own entity.
Well, these people are obviously morons, but I think they meant Mystic Gohan should be this 19 billion. And I can see that Mystic Gohan should be stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so I accept that.
I would too.
I thought you were referring to a little Namekian who was 2 spots below.
I will refer to that Namekian. I'll refer to him right now. How is Dende stronger than King Piccolo? That is an absurd argument in itself.
Considering the King Piccolo is a Namekian who was a fighter. One thing that I want you to observe here, James, is notice that Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks has the exact same power level as Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Have a problem with that. I think Gotenks was a little bit stronger than Goku, or Goku should be a little bit stronger than Gotenks. There honestly isn't enough evidence in both the anime and the manga to prove it. I know somebody will. Goku never clearly said that Gotenks was stronger than him. I know some subscribers who tried to prove it to me. He never clearly said it, but there's no way Gotenks and Goku are completely equal. No way.
No way.
One has to be stronger.
Who do you think is stronger between the two of them?
Honestly, I used to think Super Saiyan 3 Goku was stronger than Gotenks because of the fact that in, the manga and the anime, when Kid Buu's when Kid Buu's transforming, Goku said, why is his power level increasing from what it was before? And what he was before was the regular Super Buu, which made me think that Kid Buu should be stronger than regular Super Buu. You see what I'm saying? And it gets all confusing. That's what I kind of don't like about the Buu Saga. It wasn't clear about which Buu was stronger than another, even though Kid Buu's clearly not the strongest one. So, That's why I thought Super Saiyan 3 Goku should be a little bit stronger than Gotenks. But, I mean, and I haven't had enough people to give me direct contradictions. They imply that Gotenks should be stronger, but it's not clearly stated. So, because of that, I just don't think they should be equal. And Dende, obviously, as you proved with King Piccolo, I don't know how Dende's that strong. Don't know.
Alright, another question for you real quick. Who do you think is stronger between the regular Super Buu and Kid Buu? Because I think Kid Buu actually might have him on that one.
I used to think that Kid Buu was stronger than regular Super Buu because of what I just said, where his power level was increasing in the manga. However, some subscribers have showed me that regular Super Buu should be stronger, and that Gotenks should be stronger than Goku. But, I mean, it's honestly up for grabs.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I saw the evidence several times, and I liked it, but I just don't think it's enough to clearly say that Gotenks was stronger than Goku.
No, not at all.
And if Gotenks was stronger, then Super Buu should be stronger than Kid Buu. But that's just, that's why I kind of didn't like some of the things of the Buu Saga, because they just talked. It was just too complicated with all those Buu forms, one wasn't clearly stronger than the other. Alright, now looking at Evil Buu, 3.9 billion, I can understand that he should be a little bit stronger than Fat Buu, but a little bit more stronger, but I understand that Super Buu's like half the strength of Gotenks and Goku Super Saiyan 3. That's comical, considering the fact that Piccolo said that Super Buu and Gotenks were about equal. I don't know how the hell Super Buu's that much weaker than Gotenks and Goku. No idea. James, do you have anything to say?
About Super Buu being that much weaker?
Than Gotenks and Goku.
That, I think, is a ridiculous argument. It really is.
He can't be that much, considering the fact that Piccolo openly said that they're about equal. There's no way Super Buu can be that weak. Super Buu with Gotenks and Piccolo, okay, I can understand that. That goes up. It should be stronger than Mystic Gohan. I'm sure we can agree with that. Even though they have Mystic Gohan listed as Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which was BS, but okay, they should be stronger than Gohan. I understand that. Super Buu with Goten, Trunks, and Piccolo should be weaker. I agree with that too. I don't think it should be that weak, but I think it should be weaker. Super Buu with Goten, Trunks, and Piccolo and Gohan. Okay, that should be the strongest Majin Buu. I agree with that. That makes perfect sense.
Yes, it is.
don't understand how Goku's power level increased by about 2 billion. I don't know how, considering the fact that Goku didn't train at all. I don't know what Goku did to get stronger.
I don't either.
He didn't get beaten up to get a Zenkai boost. I mean, he got hurt a little bit against Fat Buu, but it really wasn't much. I don't know how Goku got stronger.
I don't either.
Vegeta, okay, stayed the same. If anything, Vegeta should have been stronger, but no, that wouldn't make sense because he was a spirit in the other world.
He didn't get his body.
As implied by what Piccolo said. Alright, Kibito Kai, okay, 6 billion. I think that's way too high. Shouldn't be stronger than Cell and all those guys. I can't imagine Kibito Kai being that strong. Because you're basically saying Kibito Kai could have beaten Fat Buu.
That's a ridiculous argument.
Yeah, there's no way. If Kibito Kai was that strong, doesn't that mean he should have gotten his lazy ass off of that random planet and went back to help stall? If he was that strong, he could have held his own against Kid Buu then. He could have. That means that Kibito Kai could have been fighting there with Fat Buu to hold off Kid Buu for Goku to power up the Spirit Bomb. Makes no sense.
Another one is Old Kai. Old Kai was strong, yeah, but do you really think he's on par with? Do you think he's really weaker than First Form Frieza?
I would say this is actually pretty accurate.
I would too.
I just find it funny. Young Old Kai is kind of a contradictory statement, but that's fine.
That is kind of funny.
Let's see. Vegito, okay. I don't even want to touch this one, James. Please do this one for me. Oh my god.
Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 2 is actually, if you're looking at this, all of our viewers, that is not the big tipping point here. If you were to scroll up very kindly, you would notice that Super Buu with Goten, Gohan, Trunks, and Piccolo is at 31.35 billion. Super Saiyan Vegeta is listed at 22.5 billion. Either we just watched something that wasn't correct, or this person's power level list is a little bit shaky.
I think it's just that they're a moron. I think they're just a moron. That doesn't make any sense. He was beating Super Buu as a piece of chocolate.
That's one of my favorite parts of the whole series, when he's a little piece of coffee candy and he's just buzzing around. Buu can't touch him, and he's just like, when he goes through his antenna. I like whenever Buu grabs him and he butts to put him in his mouth, and he's just like using his fist to open his mouth.
I remember that. That was a funny scene. I remember. Alright, now let's move on to the Kid Buu Saga. Vegeta's still the exact same. Okay. Goku Super Saiyan 3, still don't know how he got stronger, but that's fine with me. It would make sense if Goku Super Saiyan 3 was that after he got beaten up a little bit by Kid Buu to get a little Zenkai boost, but I don't know how Goku got stronger. The Supreme Kais, let's analyze them, James. What do you think?
South Supreme Kai was said to be the strongest.
That makes sense.
No problem.
That makes sense.
If you look at the way the four of them are, I think West Supreme Kai should probably be a little stronger, because North Supreme Kai looks to be a lot older. Daikaio at 6.5 billion. We don't know enough of him to really contemplate, how strong he was. Let me ask you this: is Ultra Buu considered the form of Buu where he absorbs South Kai Buu and gets buff?
I think so. Buff Buu is what people call him.
Buff Buu. If that's the term for it, then Buff Buu should have been much weaker than Daikaio, because Daikaio just chopped them up in two moves.
That's a good point. But let me ask you this though: what I find funny is that the East Supreme Kai is the Supreme Kai from the Buu Saga that fused with Kibito, right?
Correct.
That means, and his power level, as you see earlier, was what, 2.5 billion? Am I correct? Let me check.
It was 3.5 billion the whole time. Kibito's was 2.5 billion.
Okay. I was just gonna say that it would be funny if, his I'm just trying to find it to make sure. Let's see. I'm just trying to make. Oh yeah, it was 3.5 billion the same time. All right, so he didn't get stronger over millions of years. That makes perfect sense. Didn't get a bit stronger over like millions of eons, but that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, fine. If you want to keep them the same, that's whatever. West Supreme Kai, she was the girl. They're being, sexist to the female and making her the weakest. That's fine. South and North, nobody really cares about him. Daikaio, that's fine. Majin Buu, okay, he shouldn't be that weak. Should not be that weak. And Kid Buu
He should not be that much weaker than Kid Buu, because if anything, he gave him a decent fight for a while.
He shouldn't be that much weaker than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He's way too weak. They made Fat Buu way too weak. Kid Buu, okay, 15 billion. I can honestly accept that.
Because Super Saiyan 3 Goku's 16 billion.
Even though I don't know how he got strong. Please explain to me, James, how he went from 14.4 billion to 16 billion. He didn't get a Zenkai boost and he didn't train. I don't know when he got stronger. When?
I have 2 words. My answer is 2 words.
What?
This list.
Yeah. Makes no sense. Now, alright, now let's just look at Fusion Reborn, to see.
Because Janemba's a cool villain.
Yeah, and Janemba is always compared to, Majin Buu all the time. And this video is already as long as it is. I'll give you guys a spoiler, since if you guys are still sticking with me in this video, but alright, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, okay, you kept him the exact same. I don't know how he got stronger, but that's fine. Goten Super Saiyan, okay, Trunks Super Saiyan, don't know how they got, well, according to my Fusion Reborn video, I pointed out that movie couldn't make any sense in terms of its placement. Now, I remember that, it just doesn't make any sense where the displacement would have been. I mean, they already know Fusion, so it would be after they know Fusion, but after they know Fusion, then they would have went to the Hyperbolic Time Chamber as a Super Saiyan 3, but I just don't get this. It doesn't make any sense, like how they got that much stronger as Goten and Trunks. I just can't see
And the
that.
fact that Gotenks is Super Saiyan 3 is that much stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
That doesn't make any sense. But, I mean, even if it's stronger, I mean, the time placement's ridiculous, because that Gotenks should have been in, the Buu Saga, but...
That would also mean that Super Saiyan 2 Gotenks could take on Majin Buu and beat him. Stupid argument there.
Yeah. Gohan, okay, Gohan Super Saiyan 2 is stronger than Mystic. I don't get it. Fine, if you make him a little bit stronger, don't know how that's possible. Frieza, 170 million. Okay, he got a little bit stronger. I can accept that. Janemba, okay, that's fine. Janemba transformed is as strong as Super Vegeta. Doesn't make any sense on the planet Earth.
I found something.
Pike.
You ready for this?
Yeah. Oh,
Super Saiyan Gogeta is 12.5 billion. Janemba is 22.5 billion. If anything, Super Gogeta is actually less than Super Saiyan 3 Goku in this movie. Sigh.
What really just aggravates me about this list. By the way, guys, you are now hitting the juicy parts of why this list is so terrible. It doesn't make any sense how Gogeta, even at Super Saiyan 2, if you want to consider... Okay, fine, if you consider the Gogeta that killed Janemba Super Saiyan 2 Gogeta, fine, go ahead. But he should be way stronger than that. You're basically saying that Gogeta is barely stronger than Janemba and it would have been a close fight. Gogeta beat him so easily. Janemba punched him in the face, then he just turned to dust without even moving.
That was really funny too.
How could you say that Gogeta's that close in power? I'm assuming Super Saiyan 2 is what they're assuming was the Gogeta at the bottom, but it doesn't make any sense. They made Gogeta way too weak. They made Gogeta way too weak.
I like how they actually put down a power level for Veku.
Doesn't make any sense.
I think that's pretty funny, and honestly, I would have to say Veku is... Would you say Veku is a little stronger than Raditz?
I would think he's light years stronger than Raditz, even as a...
I would too, even with the failed fusion. I think 704 is a little bit of miscredit to him.
Yeah, it's weaker than Raditz. Alright, now let's see. Bio Broly, that was one of the worst Dragon Ball Z movies out there. Wrath of the Dragon, let's just look at this, to see how the Z Fighters' power levels are at the end of the series. Alright, Goten and Trunks stayed the exact same. Super Saiyan 3 Goku... Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is the same as what we just saw. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, okay, Mystic Gohan is weaker than Gotenks, makes no sense. Super Saiyan 3 Goku's weaker than all of them. Okay, that's fine. I mean, Goku really beat Hirudegarn because he kind of outsmarted him and figured out his weakness. Videl got stronger again. Hoy is 150, I can accept that. Tapion 35 million, that's okay. Hirudegarn lower half and upper half, and you just added both to make the ultimate Hirudegarn. You're basically telling me that Goku beat Hirudegarn even though he's weaker than him, but yet Gohan and Gotenks are stronger than Hirudegarn, and they couldn't beat him. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. But,
not at all.
But then again, it was because, you know, Goku figured out a way to beat him. So, fine. Let's go with that. Alright, do you want to analyze Goku and his friend's return?
I don't really think it's necessary because Goku, I'm looking at Goku, Vegeta, and Gotenks haven't increased in strength at all.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Alright, let's go 10 years after Kid Buu. May I start off?
Oh, guys, this is funny. Go.
Alright. For one, Oob at 700 million versus Goku at 55 million at that World Tournament. Goku was stronger in his base form. I'm going to be the one to tell you, okay? Based on the fact that he's the reincarnation of Kid Buu, Oob's power level, because he doesn't have the regeneration, the stamina, the intelligence, the whatever of Majin Buu, power level's the same. Goku should be at about 15 billion because Kid Buu is about 15 billion. Why the hell is Goku only at 55 million?
Well, I don't think Oob was exactly as strong as Buu. I just think he had the power in him, but in terms of his all-out, drawn-out power, I wouldn't say Oob was as strong as Kid Buu. Because you gotta factor in fighting technique with power, too. So, because...
I know, I'm just talking about pure power level.
Yeah, but I'm saying even then, because Oob can't really control it, I would still put Oob weaker, but Oob should... I'm saying, if Oob is 700 million, that means Goku's base should be, like, 1 billion, at least.
My god, yeah. I mean, let's put it this way. Also, keep in mind...
Goku barely got stronger over 10 years.
Hercule, no, he didn't, and I think it's really funny is... Pan is over 1 million. Pan's probably not even cracking 10,000 at this point.
She's 4. That means the 4-year-old Pan was way ahead of her dad and her grandfather when he was there when he was a kid.
Gohan had a power of 1307 when he was 4 years old.
You mean to tell me that this Pan could basically hold her own with Frieza? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
Alright, now Hercule, it seems like he's declining in power because of age. Okay, I can accept that.
Hercule's actually stronger here than he was listed to be 10 years earlier.
Are you sure about that?
I'm going up and I'm going to go
Yeah,
look
I'm
right
scrolling
now.
because from what I'm seeing here...
He was 140 in Bio-Grohl, he's 142 now.
Keep going ahead of that because look at the World Martial Arts Tournament though. Because I'm going all the way back there. Hercule was 140, you're right. You're right. Hercule actually got a little bit stronger.
If anything, he got weaker.
You know, due to age. I mean, Hercule's, you know, getting pretty old.
But do we really need to analyze Nog, Wild Tiger, Captain Chicken, Narig, and Putty or whatever?
What I do think that sucks is they put, like, almost no characters from that GT saga on here. They didn't put Vegeta, they didn't put Gohan, they didn't put any of the important people. They wanted to waste their time putting all the no-names that nobody cared about, right? Brilliant, right? They just put Goku, Oob, Pan, and a bunch of nobodies. Brilliant.
And Emperor Pilaf.
Yep, just brilliant. Okay, guys.
How is Pilaf's power level 166? Apparently stronger than Hercule now.
Alright.
Hercule couldn't beat anybody, but I'm pretty sure he beat Emperor Pilaf.
Emperor Pilaf's not a fighter.
Exactly.
James, I think we can honestly say we have hit the climax of why this is so terrible. And I know many of you are probably hate GT so much, but guys, if you want to talk about the most comical point of this video, you've finally arrived. After all the time we've spent in this video, we have hit the peak of how ridiculous this list is.
We have hit the comic jackpot, if you will.
Yes.
And Qaaman, would you like to go ahead and do the honors?
Yes. Alright, let's start off. Black Star Shenron. 500 billion. I don't really care about dragon power levels, so Good.
Unless we're talking about the Shadow Dragons.
Right. I don't really care about the regular the wish granting dragons. I don't care about them, or especially the Black Star Shenron. He's the evil one. But okay. Goku's 1.1 billion. I understand that. I feel like he should have been that 10 years ago, but okay, that's completely fine. He got stronger over the years. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, 440 billion, makes perfect sense. Kid Goku, okay, 800 million, so he's clearly, a downgrade from the adult Goku. Makes perfect sense. Nothing to disagree with, right?
No,
let's look.
I don't see anything there.
Let's look at Bulla and Dende. James?
Dende is not half as strong as Raditz. I do not care what Dende you use. I don't care if he fused with... It doesn't matter. Let's just put it doesn't matter.
He got
He's not stronger than Raditz. He's not even close to Raditz. We've mentioned Raditz a lot in this video. But another note, Bulla... Why... Like, if her power level is any at all, it's probably like around 20, because I think she can fly, if I'm correct. Am I correct? Yeah, she can fly.
She flew because she was possessed by Baby, but...
I think she also did fly at the one point whenever Vegeta met Baby Gohan.
Yeah, but I think it was because she was possessed. I don't think she actually knows how to fly, but on her own, I think the possessed body made her fly. But
yeah.
What I have to say though is, James, it's comical, so comical that Dende's power almost doubled since the last time we saw it.
Even better, Oob is supposedly 1.5 billion stronger than Goku, and they're supposedly even at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that funny?
Trunks, I really don't have any problems with Trunks. I don't know, Legic was that guy who had the swords, and Goku destroyed him so easily as a Super Saiyan.
It doesn't make any sense how Trunks was getting beaten up by Legic, and Legic is stronger than him.
Wait,
I'm sorry. Trunks is stronger than Legic, and Legic was beating Trunks up.
I don't get it, either.
Trunks is 10 times stronger. Trunks is 10 times stronger than Legic, and he got beaten up, and Goku's like, "Don't worry, Trunks, I'll handle this."
It's ridiculous. I mean, these other power levels, Lord Lube, Muchi Muchi, they don't really deserve analysis, do they?
Not really, but one thing, but we can't overlook Pan though. She's 90 million. To be honest with you, that's actually not bad.
I don't disagree with that at all either, because you gotta figure, heck, if she, between Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT, is training with anybody in capacity, maybe Goten or maybe even Trunks, whatnot, because she seemed to have a pretty close relationship with Trunks. I mean, I'd have to go on record saying 90 million is not terrible, but I'd actually have to say that it's still probably just a little bit high for her.
I think it's kind of high. I would put her around 50% Frieza. I'd put her around 50 million, but I think Pan is not too bad. They didn't do too bad.
60 million sounds about right.
Nobody gives a crap about Tsunama, Bon Power, or the Power Brothers who just dance. Cardinal Muchi Muchi, who cares about him? Doltaki, nobody cares about any of these guys. Let's just go straight to the Baby Saga. Because the reason I say we don't care about those guys is because Goku was struggling too much against those villains when he could have killed them in his sleep, according to his power level, considering Goku was getting beaten up by worms at one point. But let's not hate on GT. Let's just analyze these power levels. Okay, Bizu, Ribbit, and Knot. I'm trying to remember who these guys are. Do you remember these guys, James?
Want me to look them up real quick?
Not really. I mean, I don't. I mean, this video is already long enough as it is. I'm just saying, like, off the top of my head, I can't remember these guys. But who really cares? Because I mean, if I've seen GT a decent amount, and if I can't remember them, who cares? The Sigma Force.
I think it's the members of the Sigma Force. Remember the Sigma Force that?
Oh, well, who cares about them anyways? They
got blown away easily.
Yeah. All right, General Rildo. Now we finally get to a villain we should actually look at. Now, Metal Rildo, 40 billion. If you look at Kid Goku Super Saiyan, he's 40 billion, which means that he's about the same as General Rildo. Honestly, I don't disagree with that.
I don't disagree with him being stronger than Metal Rildo. I don't disagree with them being equal. I just think that the difference was the fact that Metal Rildo could control energy, could control metal, and make himself go anywhere on the planet.
You didn't like that?
Well, I'm not saying I like that. I thought it was cool, but I'm just saying that that's the only... If Metal Rildo couldn't do that, then Goku and him would have fought even. Once Goku hit Super Saiyan 2, then it's just about over.
Yeah. So Goku was holding back the whole time, which... Dr. Mew, 3 million. Don't care. I don't think he should be that high. I mean, that low. I mean, considering Dr. Gero was that much higher, but... I mean, hey, who cares about Dr. Mew's power level? Now we go into Baby. Baby, 130 million. That's not that bad considering the fact that, you know, Trunks, Pan, and... Well, Pan, maybe not Pan, but Trunks and Goku seem quite a bit stronger than Baby by himself.
Yeah.
Goten Super Saiyan 9.5 billion. Where's Trunks on this list? Alright, Trunks is a little bit stronger than Goten. That's fine. Gohan Super Saiyan...
Do you think by that age it might have balanced itself out and been probably equal?
Huh?
Do you think by that age it might have balanced itself out and been probably equal?
I mean, it would have to be because of training, and I would think Goten would get stronger over time considering he was training with Goku, and I don't think Trunks was training at all, but that's just my opinion. What I have a problem with is Gohan Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah, well, for one, they got the multiplier wrong from Super Saiyan, but
I mean,
still...
The multiplier doesn't make sense. It's the fact that Gohan's stronger than what he was as Ultimate Gohan.
And that doesn't make sense because he was doing nothing but sitting on his butt doing schoolwork.
Yeah, he was a scholar at this point. So there's no way that Gohan was stronger than what he used to be. I mean, if Gohan's this strong, then... I don't know, man. This just doesn't make any sense how Gohan got that strong.
Alrighty, guys. I need to go ahead. Sorry, Qaaman, for stealing your line there. I apologize.
It's fine, man.
This is some... Actually, you know what? I did not the one to discover this. Qaaman, you talk about this, because it's the next one. Go for it.
This
Here
is
we go,
probably...
Ladies and gentlemen,
we have hit the ultimate climax of this video. This is the worst part of this entire video, and you will see it throughout. Baby Vegeta, 700 million. Baby Vegeta Super Saiyan, 35 billion. Baby Vegeta Super Saiyan 2, 70 billion. Fine. Baby Infected Vegeta Golden Great Ape. What a big name, 280 billion. I want you to compare this with Kid Goku. Kid Goku, 800 million, which means that Kid Goku's stronger than Baby Vegeta, but the fight clearly didn't show that. Baby Vegeta Super Saiyan, okay. Kid Goku Super Saiyan, okay, he's stronger. Kid Goku Super Saiyan 2, he's stronger, which means that Kid Goku's clearly stronger than Baby Vegeta, right? Clearly, Baby didn't do anything to increase Vegeta's power. But here is where I think the most ignorant part of this list comes into play. Baby Infected Vegeta Golden Great Ape is 280 billion, right? Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku is 320 billion. That means that Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku is stronger than the big Golden Great Ape Baby Vegeta that was able to beat up Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That doesn't even come to quintillions of sense. That doesn't make any sense. If Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku is that fucking strong, he didn't even need to turn into a Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 was just overkill. And Super Saiyan 4 Goku struggled to beat that Golden Great Ape Baby Vegeta. So there's no way that either Super Saiyan 4 Goku is way too high, or Baby Vegeta is way too low. And in my opinion, I think Baby Vegeta is way too low considering he beat Goku up so bad that Kabuto Kai had to come and save Goku. God, I couldn't understand, like, this was the most ignorant part of this list, and it's not as bad later on, I'll admit, but we're still gonna cover it, but that just really just makes no fucking sense. But I want you guys to look at Super Saiyan 4 Goku's strength compared to the others, alright? Pan, 100 million. Don't know how she got that much stronger. She just got 10 million extra. Maybe a Zenkai boost somewhere? But where would she have gotten a Zenkai boost, James?
There's been no way she could have gotten it. I watched the Baby Saga enough to know there's no place she could have gotten a Zenkai boost.
Maybe, wasn't she beaten up a little bit by Baby Vegeta? He beaten her up a little bit when... I'm trying to remember. No, I don't think she would have. Doesn't make any sense to me. Majin Buu stayed the exact same, fine. Maju. Yeah, one of the most wasted moments in Dragon Ball GT. Maju.
forms Buu plus Oob. Forms badass character you think's gonna kick some tail. Lasts one fight, gets turned into chocolate.
Majin is weaker than Kid Buu.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
No fucking
Honestly,
sense.
Oob at that point was probably stronger than Kid Buu after all the training.
Way stronger. There's no way. And he fused with Fat Buu. There's no way that he could have been that weak. Okay, Bulla 1 million?
So Bull is stronger than first form Frieza. That shit ain't true.
Even though a couple power levels before Bulla was, what, 6,000. So she went from 6,000 to 1,000,000. Was it because her body was possessed? Maybe it's because her body was possessed.
Piccolo 3 billion.
I don't mind Piccolo, though. Oh,
I love Piccolo, but like, yeah, it's just weird seeing him that high.
I mean, all that time that passes? I would say Piccolo would get to that strength. Considering Super Saiyan Trunks is 10 billion, I think Piccolo's solid at where he is. If not, he should be a little bit stronger. I think Piccolo's fine. I think what they mean with Bulla is when Bulla's body was possessed. But I don't know how she went from 6,000 to 1,000,000. Like, man, now she could hold her own with Frieza, right?
I got another one.
Oh,
How was Videl at 10,000? Did we notice that the first time we went through this list? I don't think we did.
Hey, she's still weaker than Chi-Chi, though, right? Look at Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi's stronger.
She gained 100.
Oh my god! For those of you who are still following this, you are now at the best point of this video. Videl is 10,000 and Chi-Chi is 13,000. These guys could, both Videl and Chi-Chi could beat Guldo from the Ginyu. No, well on this list Guldo's weaker, but still, I can't believe Videl and Chi-Chi are that high. I can't understand this. And Chi-Chi's weaker even though she's like an old woman now. I don't understand. This is the point where we were just like, this list, I can't believe this person actually created this, like, thinking. Alright, now when we get to the Super 17 Saga, Frieza, 240 million, understands, been getting stronger in the other world, it's not bad. Cell got stronger. Cell absorbed Goku, I can understand that, it's not a problem. Pan got another 35 million, man, Pan is just getting up there, right?
Yeah, wow.
Man, she's just...
I think I boosted her sleep or something.
I don't know how Pan's just getting this strong, but
Has a nightmare, wakes up stronger.
I don't know how Pan got that strong. Gohan got stronger too.
Don't know how.
Yep, Gohan got 10 billion stronger, right? Yeah,
Oh, I had it on the Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah, Gohan.
No, I think the first time they did this was a typo.
Yeah, that could have been the case, but yeah, in this case, Gohan got stronger. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Majin Buu magically got stronger.
Vegeta has the exact same power level as when Baby infected him. So basically, Baby hacking Vegeta's body really doesn't increase it. Now, you could say that Vegeta was much weaker than Goku, and I understand that, but you mean to tell me
Honestly,
Baby...
I did watch a video on YouTube that said that there's an argument to be made that GT Goku in his base form as a kid is stronger than Super Saiyan Vegeta.
That's fine, but you can't explain how Baby Super Saiyan Vegeta would have been able to beat Goku that easily.
That's the problem here with this video. That's the problem here with, this power level list.
I mean, I'm sorry, if Goku would beat him that easily, he was struggling to beat him. He needed to turn Super Saiyan 4 for crying out loud. And I like how they completely omitted Goku as a Great Ape too. I can imagine how ridiculous they would have made his power level. Oh yeah, Majin, look at that big boost Majin got in just not too much amount of time. He went from 6.5 billion to 10 billion. I don't know how he got such an enormous boost from basically doing nothing. Explain to me how Majin got that much stronger.
I can't, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah, I think they were just you could tell these people were just guessing. So Goku, who was going through these life or death battles with Baby, who should have been getting Zenkai boost, stays exactly the same, right? If anybody should be getting stronger, it should be Goku from going through all these battles where he's almost nearly killed, right?
It should be, you'd think. And
he stays exactly the same. Krillin is stronger than what he used to be. Nappa barely got stronger than what he was. So Videl... So Videl and Chi-Chi are twice as strong as Nappa.
I don't get that at all, man.
I cannot believe these people actually created this list. Like, fellow subscribers, if you're still with us, please let us know in the comments, because you guys are seeing the horrors of what we saw in this list now. It just got progressively worse. General Rildo got stronger too.
Then again, he did die and come back, so...
But that much stronger?
Exactly, that's the problem.
His power was 40 billion, he went up to 840 billion? He got that much stronger in such a short amount of time? No way, man. Alright, Android 18 got stronger. Okay, fine. Android 19... who cares? Dr. Dro stayed the same. Dr. Mew was like a fraction of Dr. Dro, which is comical. Android 17...
But yet Dr. Mew technically kills Dr. Gero through Super 17.
Yeah, hilarious. 17, okay, he's a little bit stronger than 18, I can understand that. Hellfighter 17 is much stronger, I can understand that. Super 17 should be way stronger than Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because even before Super Saiyan Goku gave him the energy, he was kicking his ass.
The funny thing is that in your honest opinion, I mean, not cutting this list, do you believe Super 17 was OP?
I think he was, considering how much of a fool he made out of Vegeta. Vegeta shouldn't have been struggling that much against him. I mean, he made Vegeta look like child's play.
Exactly.
I don't think the fusion of those two androids could have made him that much stronger than Vegeta. Maybe a little bit, but not that much. Good lord. And Super 17, okay, fine. Energy absorbed made his power way too big, but that's fine. Alright. Here we go. James, we're at the end. Shadow Dragon Saga.
The Shadow Dragon.
May
I make the notes real quick?
Go right ahead.
Thank you very much. Now, let's talk about Black Smoke Shenron. Again, let's not go into detail about the dragons. We both agree we're not going to do that, correct?
Well, let's talk about the Shadow Dragon, not the Black
That's
Smoke.
what I meant, though. I meant the black... I meant the Black Smoke one. You know, the one that came out whenever they tried to...
Who cares about his power?
Now, Ice Shenron is 25 billion. Nova Shenron is 26 billion.
That's fine. They're about the same.
Super Saiyan 4 Goku is 550 billion.
You know what that basically means, guys? If you add both of their powers together and multiplied it by about 11, that's what it would take to be as strong as Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
Exactly.
Basically, they're flies compared to Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That means that Gohan could have beaten Ice and Nova Shenron. I'll say that again. Gohan could have beaten Ice and Nova Shenron. And Nova Shenron, there's no possible way. I don't understand how these people could have been on drugs that much to be thinking this. But let's go from the first Shadow Dragons. Hey Shenron, 19 million. That's fine considering Pan beat his ass. Rage Shenron, okay, a little bit stronger, I can understand. Oceanus, she seemed like she was around in the middle, you know. Naturon, absorbed with Pan, was weaker. I don't understand. I would think Naturon would be stronger than Haze and Rage, but that's just... And maybe even Oceanus, you know, I was thinking he was stronger considering he scratched and hurt Super Saiyan 4 Goku a little bit. I would think Naturon would be much higher on the list, but, I mean, these people are clearly brilliant. Going to... Oh, Nova and Ice, that's fine if you keep their power levels the way they are. You can't tell me that Nova and Ice are weaker than Rage. It seemed like they were clearly the stronger ones, and I just completely overlooked something, and I apologize about it, James. Oceanus Shenron is actually around the same as Rage. They're 30 million, not 30 billion. I kind of overlooked it. Rage's giant form is 30 billion, but Rage's giant form is probably not stronger than Nova and Ice. I mean, Nova and Ice are like Goten and Trunks, basically. You know? So, I don't understand how they were able to do that. The only reason I would give Nova an edge over Ice is because Fire beats Ice. Now, let's see. Sin Shenron and Omega Shenron. Fine, whatever you want to do with his power level, that's fine. He's clearly stronger than them. I don't know how Sin Shenron is weaker than Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It makes no sense. No sense.
Not that terrible. Let's put it this way. He shouldn't be that much weaker than Super Saiyan 4 Goku, we'll both agree. But if you watch that part, once Goku, you know, got back to full power, he had the edge on Sin Shenron.
Well, not really, because Goku got his power... No, James, you're forgetting. Goku got his power level increased with the help of his friends.
You're right.
Goku was naturally weaker than Shenron. He was getting beaten up in Super Saiyan 4. I mean, then again, he was blind, but still, Shenron was much stronger.
Earlier, it was even hinted that he was... he was, crap, what was it? He was weak, and he wasn't his full strength when he fought Nova.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that Shenron should be stronger than Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Just my opinion. And Omega Shenron should be much stronger. But once again, now Pan is apparently stronger than Frieza. I don't know what Pan has been doing to get this strong, man. I mean, she's taking some Saiyan steroids or something, because she's just getting stronger out of nowhere. Even though her grandfather, who's been going in all of these life or death battles and getting Zenkai boost, has stayed exactly the same, right? Makes perfect sense. Super Saiyan 4 Goku stayed exactly the same. Now, let's look at this here. Okay, let's scroll down a bit. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I don't know why they had 1, 2, 3, nobody cares. He's 1.5, what is that?
Billion.
Well, that's not billion, that's actually 1.5,
trillion.
No, I don't even think that's a trillion. I think that's a quadrillion, my friend.
No, it's trillion.
No, that is trillion. That is trillion. So he has 1.5 trillion as his power level. That's not... I mean, okay, he was clearly stronger than Omega Shenron. Makes perfect sense. But when you look at Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is 350 billion. And Goku is 555 billion, which means Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is not even close to Goku. And considering that you have to be equal to fuse...
Would you say that Goku probably might have powered down?
A lot. No, but James, if he powered down, it wouldn't have been by a little bit. That means Goku dropped his power level significantly to fuse with Vegeta.
Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku's almost as strong as level 4 Vegeta. You didn't notice that, man. That's funny.
You're right. That means... No, hold on. That means that Super Saiyan 3 adult Goku... Let me scroll up really quick. That means Super Saiyan 3 adult Goku is probably stronger than him. And he is. Super Saiyan 3 adult Goku is stronger than Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
Bullshit.
Guys, I know that the beginning or parts of this video, took a while to get here, but you're now seeing the hypocrisy of how stupid this is. Okay, now let's look at Goku absorbing the Dragon Balls. Okay. Kid Goku with Dragon Balls, about 20 billion. Kid Goku Super Saiyan, I don't know why they just decided to just multiply him. And then Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku, okay, 8 trillion. And then 13 trillion after, all the Dragon Balls. Now here's what doesn't make any sense. James, I don't know what digits it is, but look at the Universal Spirit Bomb for me, please.
It is 20 septillion, 155 sextillion.
Well, you already thought about it?
I went through. Let's see, 100,000, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion, 20 septillion. To put that in perspective, the Earth weighs 6.6 sextillion tons.
Oh my god. Who really cares about you can tell this guy just wanted to prove that that's a strong-ass universal spirit bomb. I think that was the guy's point. The Omega Shenron was not going to survive that.
Yeah, he literally got obliterated.
But did he really have to exaggerate with all those zeros, James?
And I think he was at this point just trying to say, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to have some fun.
I mean, it's clear that this whole universal spirit bomb is the strongest thing ever. Alright, now let's go to a hero's legacy to just close this video out. Pan old, 135 million. She's still way stronger than at certain parts of when she was a kid. So
she was almost dying in that movie too.
Yeah, so this Pan could hold her own with Frieza, right? At 114. Okay, Puck 4. Who cares? Goku Jr. 220,000. That's kind of low to be a Super Saiyan, don't you think? Considering Super Saiyan Goku Jr. is that much weaker than Pan? Oh my god.
Lord Yao is 2 million? Honestly, I do have to say this. I think this movie kind of proves the preposterousness of Dragon Ball GT.
I am just stunned by the fact that Super Saiyan Goku Jr. and Super Saiyan Vegeta Jr. are that much weaker than old Pan. That doesn't make any sense considering how a Super Saiyan multiplies the power.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Lord Yao, who cares about his power level? He was clearly weaker than Goku, but... Now, let's close this video out by looking at Goku. First of all, I don't know how Goku can turn Super Saiyan 4 considering he doesn't have a tail, but they just want to do this theoretically. Goku's now weaker than what he was with the Dragon Ball, so you're telling me 100 years later the Dragon Balls just got out of his body? I don't know.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
And that's just it. Now, we move on to Dragon Ball AF. Nobody cares about Zycor, all of this stuff. It's all made up. It's all fictional. They can make Super Saiyan 5 trillion for all you care. Super Goku Saga. All of this is just false. And I'm sure if James and I were to really analyze and look at the sources, it would just prove how, how terrible this person was.
Apparently Dragon Ball AF has Metal Cybermen and they're about 100 million.
I just don't understand this, guys. James and I saw this, and we know that this is a extremely, extremely long video. They even do Dragon Ball Multiverse on here. Super Saiyan 11, for crying out loud. I mean, this is just ridiculous. James and I basically saw this list together, and we're like, you know what? If we were to dedicate about 2 hours of our life to showing you how terrible power levels can be, this definitely hits it. Now, we did skip over some parts, because we didn't find them necessary to analyze. We only did it for the Broly fans out there who, obviously love their Broly. But this basically concludes our video for today. I know this has been very long, and as a surprise, I have a little spoiler for you, my fellow subscribers, who have stuck through this nice long video. I will be doing a video in the future, and James will be a guest, on what if Krillin killed Vegeta, and we will also do another video on what if Krillin killed Nappa. So those are 2 future segments that I'm going to do, and depending on how much time it takes, you're going to see them very, very, very soon. And for next week, I have my Dragon Ball GT review part 3 planned for you guys. So thank you guys for sticking through this entire video, and also watch our sports segments, as James and I are starting to do a lot of NBA, and we're going to start doing some NFL stuff together. I'm really trying to diversify my channel, and to close out this video, James, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
I would like to say a comment on the Krillin thing. It's funny because they make jokes in so many different ways about how weak Krillin is. They talk about, in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, they have the Krillin own count, but yet during the Saiyan Saga, he could have literally killed Vegeta and Nappa, both of them. That's, I think, is amusing. But then again, I just wanted to say thank you, Qaaman, for letting me be a part of this video.
So yeah, guys, we've put a lot of time into analyzing many sagas and power levels, and I can honestly say I've seen hundreds of power level lists. As a matter of fact, I've made a power level video of the Z Fighters in the Trunks Saga before. I didn't think it was the greatest video, and maybe I'll get back to it, but Vegeto1089, a YouTuber who makes a lot of power level videos, I've been subbed to him for many years. Please do me a favor and try your best to get his attention to see this video. I can guarantee you if he saw this, his eyes would bleed because he would run out of water for crying. I really want him to watch this because I'm a big fan of his videos, and he could give really good feedback, or I should say really bad feedback, to this person for making the worst power level list of all time. I'll leave a link to his channel below so you guys can help me contact him. As a matter of fact, he's a fan of my videos, as I've seen that he's been subscribed to me for some time. If he saw this list, I can guarantee you he would think this is the worst list in history. I mean, think about it, guys. This list was so bad that I had to make a 2-hour video about how terrible it was. What's funny is that this video is called the most accurate power levels, but in reality, it's a terrible piece of shit. Not to be rude, but this person was clearly joking or was on some type of drugs. I'm sure both of my video partners, Thundershot and Blackenfist, will watch part or all of this video to realize how bad this list actually is. Either way, so guys, that's been my video for today. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And what else, James? I'll let you close out this video for me.
Please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to Qaaman. And as he says at the end of all of his videos, have a great day, guys.
Yes, guys, as James said, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say in every single one of my videos, whether it be a video about power levels or Dragon Ball Z or Yu Yu Hakusho or sports or something else, to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys.